Welcome to another episode of Trafficking Insights. Today I'm going to dive into a sad topic. Last episode we talked about how parents to protect your children. But what if the parents is the problem? What if the parents is the danger? There's a thing called familial trafficking, and it's difficult to understand how someone could so heinously violate a sacred bond between mother and child. The idea that helpless children's lives were viewed as goods to be purchased and sold is extremely upsetting. Cases of familiar trafficking, where a parent or family member exploits their own child, are unfortunately not uncommon. Research indicates that nearly 41% of child trafficking cases involve a family member acting as the trafficker. I have two sons, a 10-year-old and 7-year-old, and I can't imagine a parent. In fact, I work harder thinking that these kids are trapped in this cycle of abuse in the hands of these traffickers, and yet I don't know their family member or their mothers. Thinking about my own two kids, you'll see now I will play a video of an actual case that we have done. You'll see the beginning to the arrest, and I will explain through the video what's happening there. Okay, we are on our way to a rescue mission of a mother that is sexually exploiting her three minors. We've been on this case for a while, so today's the day. And this is a rural area that we call campo. It's like a farm type area, so we'll see how this goes. Well, the cavalry is here. You have Homeland Security, police, the Attorney General's office. SWAT is on the other corner. You won't be able to see from here because the bridge is blocking it. But we're almost ready to go. Well, we found this when we went to the second house. 9-month-old baby that was the daughter's baby, but all alone and almost falling down the bed when we got there. Not at that time, and to this day, not sure if the baby was planned to be abused. We know that it has not been abused, but if that was the plan of the grandmother, or if the cycle or if the mother had planned to sell that child or not, but it was alone, and like I said, almost falling off the bed. So thank God we were able to rescue that baby as well. There was another case from Colombia that a 9-year-old was missing for 2 months, and the grandmother was the one that actually called. The mother requested to spend a day with the child, but did not return home because the grandma had custody of this child. What happened was that the mother and her boyfriend went through the jungles of Colombia on June of 2024, and the report was that they went to Costa Rica. The mother was trying to sell the child so her and her boyfriend can go to the United States, but first through Costa Rica. The child suffered sexual violence at the hands of her partner. Eventually they abandoned the child, the 9-year-old, and was found by Costa Rican authorities and was able to support economically for that child to come back home in the hands of her grandmother and get all the psychological help that she needs. Once the medical evaluated in the forensics, it was determined that that girl has been victim of rape. A most recent case that happened last year was a collaboration with the Attorney General's Office of the Dominican Republic on a tip that the FBI actually called of a mother selling sexual materials to American males of her daughter, son, and her neighbor's daughter, that even the neighbors didn't know what was happening. The two daughters were 9 and 10. The son, I believe, was 13. These were American clients watching what is called CSAM. I'll write it down here, what CSAM means, and in future episodes we're going deeper into what CSAM is and how I do investigations through tools and softwares of open source and through other tools that we use to try to fight this heinous crime. We were able to locate the person, the mother, and do the rescue of these minors and got all the child sexual abuse material. And it was, again, how a mother can do this, I don't know. And then what's even shocking is that the neighbor daughter plays with the daughter, the trafficker's daughter, and you're thinking they're safe in the neighbor's house playing dolls or whatever, watching Netflix, K-pop, Nicktoons, and then this is what's happening to her daughter without her knowledge. So you can't even know if your neighbor is part of this whole thing. So you gotta keep a good eye on your child. I know it's hard 24/7 with your children and you don't have time for yourself. I'm speaking from experience, but you have to keep an eye on them. Don't even take off to have time for yourself or your husband, wife. This world is not as we used to know. We need to be triple more cautious of where our child is or what they're doing. Cell phone, online, Discord, Roblox, all that other stuff. We also had a case of a mother. These two beautiful little girls were being sexually exploited by other males. When my psychologist went and brought them school supplies and gifts, I mean, I think I'm showing the video here while I'm explaining it. It's just their faces. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna blur it because they're minors, but you won't be able to see the expression, their face, how happy they were. And it was just an amazing sight to see that they still, after all they went through, they still have light inside. Like, I can't explain it. I really can't. Like I said, mother and father are supposed to be there to love you and protect you. A father figure has the security and the protection and approval that the child needs, and the mother has that love that the child needs. A mother can protect the child and stuff, but it's just the nucleus. The mother, the love is there, the heartbeat you hear when you're in the stomach, and the father, the approval and the protection that, that's supposed to be what you see and feel as a child. And when it's violated and they in turn are the bad guys, they're the ones that you need protection from. It's just, you know what I mean? So again, thank you for watching. If you want to support, please QR code here so we can keep rescuing these children off the hands of traffickers and sometimes their own mother or father or family member. In the next episode, I will show heroic mothers that care for their child and what they have done to rescue their child from the hands of traffickers. Very heroic stories, and I'm glad that ATV has been part of it. Until the next episode.